Hello there everyone, welcome to my survival world. I have a project that I really wanted to start working on today in our village over here. Right here I want to put a forgery or a blacksmith, a place to process all of our metals, copper, iron. But I didn't want to just build a big building to store all of my iron and copper and such. I thought, hey, we got the create mod. Let's have a little bit of fun with it. So on this world we have the Create Metalworks mod, which includes molten versions of all of the metals that come with the mods that I have installed. Wouldn't it be fun to have big tanks full of all the different molten metals and have a place to process them? Maybe even a big item vault to put all the ones that aren't molten. So I hopped into a creative world and got to work designing. My goal today is to build that in survival. Alright, so I started off just by digging out a whole big section here. I know this is not going to be enough. We're going to have to expand a little bit this direction. And then a little bit down over here too. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Good start. Rough estimate to where we're going to start off with. Alrighty, our nether bricks have been cooking up pretty well. I started going out and laying just a decent bit of the ground here. Most importantly, I really wanted to get the stairs going down to the second level, so I could start putting in the second level, and I don't know why I did that. But if I can get the second level in, then I could start focusing on the tanks while the rest of the netherrack all smelts up. So I'm going to try to focus on the bottom level for now. Speaking of tanks, let's start crafting a whole bunch. Alright, so I'm going to need about 7 1/8 stack of fluid tanks, which is a lot of barrels. So we're just going to grab this to start. More importantly, I gotta get some copper sheets started. Looking at the recipes for everything I'm gonna need, the fluid tanks need copper sheets, the pipes need copper sheets, the transmitters for the redstone links need sheets. I need a lot of copper sheets. Alrighty, now while that's just gonna do its thing, I'm just gonna grab a couple of the sheets I was waiting for and start working on some of the tanks. Alright, so I have a lot of the nether brick floors in place. Only reason I haven't done over here is because these are where all the tanks go, and I'm not going to put floor underneath it because you can't see it. But I also have all of the fluid tanks all set ready to go. So let's start putting these guys in, shall we? Alrighty, little progress update here. I've got all of the tanks fully installed. I also went ahead and started to put in the mixers here. I'm using industrial iron mixers from the Create Encased add-on, which use industrial iron. I just think it kind of fits the vibe a little bit more. So this one here is going to mix for brass. That one here is going to mix for steel. The add-on for the metalworks has a coal plus iron makes steel, so we're just going to have a dedicated mixer for that. Over here is the more general mixer, and then right around the corner over here is where the compactor is. I think I have this one block too close, but I also had to go ahead and take out a lot more space. And also the fluid tanks were flush at the wall originally, so I had to dig out some more space for that. Underground here, so I got a general system for the pipes going. Obviously I need to connect these both to each other and then to the system over here once that's ready. But the way it's going to work, so I have these smart fluid pipes on here. Those are going to have a bucket of molten iron in it, and it'll only let the molten iron go through. And so I could probably go ahead and just attach cogs to all these. I believe for the walls I still want to do polished deep slate mixed with industrial iron. I think that's a good texture. And then I'm going to get some cobbled deep slate for the roof for the basement. That way the basement doesn't have nether brick on both the ceiling and the floor. Alright, so the way we had the item vault set up, it's going to be a glass window looking down right under here. Alright, so the glass is in place. So let me run down here and put down the item vaults. Alright, so the next thing I know we're going to need to work on are the pumps that go from the tanks into the compacting area over here. So to do that, we're just going to put one of these on each of those. and then a pump going straight down, something like this across. So we got all of the pumps that go in and out of the fluid tanks in place. And if we head right up here, we'll see that first of all, I'm out another brick again. But we'll also see that we got some of these basins and mixers in place here. So this is going to be the one that we pump everything into to then smelt down and go into the tanks. We also have one here that's going to be focused on just making brass, and one that's just focused on making steel. The brass, obviously just melting copper and zinc, and then steel, there's a recipe that involves iron and coal. When you mix the two of those together, you can get molten steel. Right over here, we'll also see that we got the very start of the compactor in place. You'll also notice that for all of the machinery, I've been using the industrial iron versions of it from the Create and Case mod. I just think it's going to tie it in together a little bit nicer with the build. I also want to use copycat shafts and gears from the Copycats Plus mod as well, just to help make everything just kind of feel like it belongs in here a little bit more. So the next thing I really need to work on is getting the chamber in here set up to have everything dropped from the chest and then pulled up here and put into the mixer. And this should really be everything set up. I just got to get it power and then pump everything out of the basin into the system. So for the basin, I think I just want to go right here, dig a little hole down, add some pipes, put some copper casing on this one. We're just going to dig one down and add some piping right here real quick. We're going to have a blaze burner right here with a straw so we could pump lava into it. And then behind these basins, we'll add some more pipes. And again, lava we'll pump into blaze burners right above here. I also need to set up this area here too. Mostly because this is the part that's going to be closest to the factory there. So this is where I need to pull all that SU in. Alright, so down here, where the fluids enter, there's going to be one pump that comes in and one pump that goes out. Oops. There we go. Actually, I'm going to raise this whole thing up by one. We're also going to connect this pipe right here. That way, if it fills up, it'll fill up both the basin and the spout right here with the depot. And if it's getting pulled, then it'll take it all. So this can get connected like so. And then down here, the basin, we can put those in. And then this will connect to the main system with everything else, as well as this. Alright, so both of these are going to be attached to the same gear drive here. There'll be a clutch underneath it. So it's going to go clutch, chain drive. Oops. Then this will reach across. Then I think right here I'll put this in, and then this is where we're going to get all of our SU from. Alright, so power is going to be coming in to there and out from here. Alright, so we put the rotation speed monitor right here, and then we're going to put a little gearbox in right here. And let there be power. And just like that, all of these pumps are now getting power. So now if we come up here and put, let's say, some iron in here, it should immediately go right in there. And then right here, we'll put in an encased chain drive. Perfect. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put some iron in here real quick. And, oh, it's not heated. Forgot, I need a blaze burner. Let's go ahead and drop it right in here. Still got our iron in there. Give them a little coal to snack on. And now we have molten iron. Grab some more iron here. Mix that up. Perfect. So next we're just going to come over here real quick. Put the filter, set that to molten iron. Gonna break this connection off. And let the iron go in there. So now we've got molten iron. And I'll be back when these are all squared away. The next thing we need to do is set up these mixers here. So this one's going to be for brass. This one's going to be for steel. And so to do that, we are just going to put some smart fluid pipes in here. Mostly because the steel, there's a chance it could pump out iron. We don't really want that. Mostly because if we're not trying to craft it, then I just want what I need. So let's put a steel bucket on here, and I don't have a brass bucket. 1 second. Brass bucket. Let me just take one of these list filters here. Brass, brass. And that's going to get chucked on this one right here. And this system should pretty much be good, other than the steel. Hold on. Put in 1 steel ingot and 1 bucket. And that one should be all square to go. Alright, next I need to connect these down here to the rest of the system. So let's go ahead and just grab pipe right there. 1 mechanical pump. And then this can just get added right in here. Let's try that one more time. Brass ingot. That'll melt down. Make sure it goes in here. Oh, it can't even reach it. So what if we just added a little one of these? Only minor concern is that this is dripping brass particles, because right here there's it stuck in a little loop. Let me route this to the start of the line. Zinc ingot. Just not gonna mix it up. Toss in a copper. Mix brass ingots. Let's run over here. There it goes up. Let's see if it got caught up in the system. And we are looking perfectly fine. But everything here is finally set. And all the nether bricks are also in place right over here as well. So it's a lot better to walk around down here. We're also going to replace some of these shafts here with copycat shafts. Make them industrial iron to match. Perfect. Now I just need to remember how I linked this one up. Copper encased chain drives here. There we go. Only reason I chose copper chain drives instead of the regular andesite ones, just because everything up here is really coppery. I want everything to fit the aesthetic, you know? Speaking of aesthetic, I gotta fix up these walls. So before I take on this little section over here, I was thinking about how monotone this area is, and it's just deep slate and deep slab and industrial iron. So I want to think of some ways to maybe make this pop a little bit more. So I got some of the maple logs that we're going to be using up top. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, things have come together pretty nicely now. Now that we have the slab wall in, we have this maple wood trim that looks really good across the top. Little beams in the corner here. I also replaced these slabs with vertical steps. I just feel like at least the top one, it felt a little off, but even the side one, it just felt like this wall wasn't uniform, so it was a little bit of an eyesore. And this just pokes out a little bit, which honestly, it's fine. It looks pretty good still. I left this one sticking out because it's going to be a trapdoor that goes right there. I might even put one in here because I think I'm going to put a placard there that says service or something. Or might even look better just have it flush in the wall like that. I haven't done this wall quite yet because I know that I'm going to put the access to the item vault here. So we're going to let that sit for a second. The only other thing I'm not too sold about is this beam right here. I might just put vertical steps in here. See how that might look. Actually, yeah, I think the vertical steps are going to be a lot better here. I just need to get one more. Perfect. We have 3 more systems we need to implement for this to work. We need to set up the pump system that brings everything to here. We need to set up the failsafe so I'm not pumping zinc and brass at the same time. And then we need to set up the item vault access. Let's get to work. So to start, let's connect all of these pipes together. Alright, so we have this side connected with this side as well. And that system should be all squared away. Next, we're going to need about 12 clutches. We need 1 clutch for every individual tank. And then we're also going to need 2 over here. 1 that pumps in and 1 that pumps out. That way we can control it all. Alright, so now that we have the clutches in place, we could just go ahead and put some blocks right here. We're going to put the redstone torch on this one and a redstone dust right here. So we're going to put a redstone link right here and there'll be a lever up there connected to the other end of the redstone link. So when we turn on the system, this torch will turn off, which lets the pump in, and this redstone dust will be powered, which will turn that clutch off. We also have to start getting all of the redstone set up for the failsafes. Each tank is going to require 10 redstone links, 9 redstone torches, and 9 redstone dust. And redstone links aren't cheap. They each need a transmitter, which are 3 copper sheets, and a lightning rod, which is 3 copper ingots. Alright, so each system's going to look a little bit like this. There's going to be a bunch of redstone torches here, with some redstone dust on top of it. And then there's going to be a redstone link right here, and underneath all of these. Each lever by the tanks are set to powered on. So underneath every lever should be getting power. Down here are going to be all of the redstone links for every tank. So if one of them is powered on, it'll turn off the torch, which will then turn off the redstone dust. Right here is going to be a redstone link for the corresponding tank. So if nothing is actively being pumped on, all of these redstone links should be receiving power, which turn off these torches. And then the redstone link for the corresponding tank right here will be receiving power, which will then activate the clutch, preventing this from turning on. If I turn off the lever, then it's not going to be receiving power anymore, and the clutch will then work. All of these are going to be connected with a chain drive. I just haven't gotten that far yet. For now, let's just get all of the redstone in place. Alright, so we have all the redstone in place now on both sides. I also dug out some holes underneath here so I can easily work on all the redstone links. So things are looking pretty good right now. Honestly, when I look at this redstone link, the transmitter, having 3 sheets and a lightning rod, the lightning rod being 3 ingots seems a little expensive to me. So I may quickly just change the recipe. What I'm thinking is doing 2 copper rods and a copper nugget. I just feel like it fits a little bit more. And there we go. After making all of those redstone links, I just realized this makes 2. So I have twice as many redstone links as I need. So now we have to go underneath all of these and put in redstone links here. And then all of these need them as well. All of the frequencies should now be set properly. I also turned off the one that only transmitted the bucket, and it looks like everything, all the clutches are powered, and all of the redstone torches are all powered off. So let's give this a shot real quick. So if I come over here and pump iron, we should see all of these receive one torch on, and then the iron link right here is powered off as well. Perfect. So now if we just link everything up with the chain drive, we can get power right from here. And then right over here for this side. Last thing I need to do is set these redstone links up for the pump. So let's put one right here. Set it to receive. Please. For this, we're gonna have it be 2 buckets. We also gotta get a lever right up top here. I'm gonna have it right here. And then we're gonna set this right here to bucket, bucket. So if I come over here and say that I want iron, and then I come over here and flick this, it's getting pumped with iron. Perfect. If I turn on zinc, this should finish with the iron that I had, but there's no zinc moving anywhere. All the pipes down here look good, and the clutches are enabled. Perfect. Now that our systems are operational, I want to get a ton of iron in that tank, just for the aesthetics. I might add crafting recipes for the blocks as well. That way I could just drop in a block and it's going to get smelted into 999 millibuckets. One ingot only makes 111. Maybe I could cheese it and just say 1,000. For now, all I can do is just craft down iron blocks into ingots, fill up the basin, which will then fill up the tank. With all that going, we just have one more thing to do. The item vault. Alright, let's start off by clearing out some of this area. Perfect. Just gotta link these together. Perfect. And now this whole system should be set up. Stuff will come out of here from the stock link, travel this way, and make its way up the chute. So we're gonna have the items come right up here. So let's get a funnel in place there. Here's the hoppers all set up. So I believe this redstone torch will prevent anything from leaving the chest. Looks to be the case. Also, I just realized that I need to put a comparator right here, but then the comparator would be visible because of the slab wall. I think it'll be okay if this is just the normal wall. It'll be fine. It's okay. To show how difficult this part of the redstone is going to be, right here is the masonry. And right here is the water elevator to bring items up from the smelter. I need to put a comparator here when I get one. Redstone dust. Maybe a repeater here. No, because then I can't go that way. The repeater is going to go right there. And we'll just continue the descent. I just realized I forgot the packager on the item vault. Let's put that there. That goes there. And put that there. Is that fine? Let me just test it. So now we have an iron sheet in the vault. I don't have a mob. Hold on. It's gonna be you for now, sir. You ready for your new job? Ah, where's the excitement? Look at this little guy. I don't think this is gonna work right here. There we go. So now if I go to the duck, I can request this sheet back. I think I just called him a blacksmith. And there it goes. Perfect. Remember how close this redstone's gonna be together? This button, when pressed, is going to send all the items from the chest, no matter how many there are, back into the vault. Alright, the system should be all set up now. So if I put in 5 iron ingots, they're going to be right here. When the button gets pressed and this gets powered, this will turn off the torch. It'll send a pulse down here, which will power this redstone dust, triggering the observer, which has redstone behind it, which goes to the target block, piston, and pushes that block up. That'll all link up, and then this will get powered. When this no longer has anything in it, this whole pulse will change, and that'll retract. I might need to try it with more than just 1 iron ingot though. Let's put 50 copper nuggets in here instead of the iron ingots. That way we can guarantee it's not just going to take 1 pulse to get everything out. Let's give it a shot. So far, it's not doing its job. Moved a couple things around, let's give it a second shot. Where's the button? There it is. Oh, it's doing that thing where it gets powered when it's not supposed to. Copper nuggets go in. Button gets pressed. Perfect. And it should just hold here for a little bit. And then it gets unpowered. And if we look at the item vault, we have 50 copper nuggets in it. And then all we need to do is just request them back. And they should just pop right up here in a second. There we go. It's working perfectly. But if this duck is going to be sitting here laying eggs the whole time, I don't know, we might need to get a new friend. Nah, I think this is going to be our guy. And in you go. Look at this little guy. He's perfect. Don't ask what happened to the other guy. Last but not least, I want to put a little redstone lamp here. Another one right here. Put one of these guys set up, and put another one up top. That way we have a visual indicator when this thing is running. The last step I need to do is put a button right here and have a similar draining system for the chest and the smeltery to go into the item vault. But I think this episode has run on long enough. We still have a lot more work to do here. We have a whole building to build, do some interior decorating on the top level, and set up different categories for the stock. But that's all for now. Thank you guys very much for joining me in my survival world here. It's been so much fun sharing this world with you, and I can't wait to see what we build next. Bye!